The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Oh, hell no!
Whatever.
The following program contains opinions expressed by the Dead Zone. If you find this broadcast offensive, lighten up, candy ass.
What?
Oh my gosh.
It's a radio show.
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
Power up request received. Initiating systems. Powering up transmitters. Welcome to the Dead Zone.
Wait a minute.
Hear this.
Dead Zone, December 5th, 2021. Year's almost over. Tonight we got an old friend of the show coming back, Dakoda Riffle of Night Hunters Paranormal. And we have Michelle with the paranormal news, but as you may know, Michelle just had a procedure done, so she wasn't able to record, so we're going to do a replay of that. Also, we're going to highlight another band, Black Tractor. So check it out. Are you in a band or know of a band that is currently unsigned and looking for airplay for free? We want to hear from you. One of the main goals of the show is to help promote up-and-coming bands and artists as well as our paranormal community. Getting your name out there can be tough, especially these days. Shoot us an email, deadzonebooking@gmail.com. If your music fits our genre, hard rock, 80s, 90s metal, and new metal, we want to help. Let's give Greg Church a call. Hello, Greg.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. How are you?
All right. How are you?
Hello.
Well, yeah. We got a little delay.
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Hear you're going to a concert tonight.
I am.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a decidedly un-heavy metal concert, but I am going to a concert.
Okay. Greg Church of Black Tractor. That's an interesting name. How did you come up with that?
Yeah. We've been playing around Cincinnati for just over 20 years, and we just don't know when to quit. But we enjoy it, and still putting out music and just doing the best we can.
Right. Where did the name come from?
The name. So I was in a band called Bag previous to Black Tractor, and we thought the idea of a band of farmers would be funny.
Right.
Like singing about farming issues.
Right.
And so that was and then so that was the initial idea, and that was quickly abandoned. We were going to do songs about cows and shit. And
right.
It just started just taking off and becoming its own thing, and that was 20 years ago. So now it's become a much bigger, cooler idea than that.
Oh yeah. Great music, by the way, too. Yeah. Do you have a new album out, or one in the works?
We do. We released. It's called The Wonders of the Invisible World, and it just we released it just pre-COVID. It's available everywhere, on all the streaming services, Bandcamp and Amazon. It's available on a CD. You can buy a CD. You can buy vinyl.
Right.
And that we did that just pre-COVID, so we're just gearing up to try to start the promotional push of that one.
Right.
Because it didn't get a fair shot, because we're pretty proud of it.
Oh yeah. That's hopefully things will get back to some degree of normality, so we can get back out there. Same with us. We can't do anything. We haven't done anything for 2 years, really, to speak of. But yeah.
Right.
But I love the music.
Well, we've got I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just said I love the music. Awesome. You guys are great.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, we're going. We haven't played since probably we played with MC Chris, and that was just as COVID was kind of kicking in,
mm-hmm.
and So we played that show. We haven't played since, and I don't know if anybody's listening, but we're playing November 27th at it's Madison Live. It's in Newport, Kentucky.
Right.
And a friend of ours named Lazy D, who plays with Grangello.
Right.
He had a heart attack recently, so we're doing a fundraiser to get money for him. So we're just...
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we're trying to help him out. But that's November 27th.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I think...
yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, we ran late last night, so I think this show, or this little piece we're doing right here, might be on the upcoming show for next week. So that'll kind of good timing for you there. Yeah.
Right on. Right. Perfect.
Right.
Yeah, he needs all the help he can get. Yeah. So.
Well, all right, man.
But yeah, they
20 years you guys been playing.
Yeah, we got a couple shows. So.
Awesome. And they're all in and around Ohio, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, they're all in Cincinnati. Well, they're all actually in Kentucky, just over the river from Cincinnati.
Okay.
So right now we've got the Lazy D benefit. That's November 27th at Madison Live, and then we're playing. There's a Super Satan festival. We're playing December 23rd. There's a guy that runs around Cincinnati who has a Satan puppet, and he interviews bands, and
well, that's awesome.
He's great. He interviews bands, and we're doing so Super Satan show on Facebook. He's an amazing cat.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He's got it. It's a straight up Muppet, dude. It's great.
That's gotta be
and
hilarious.
he's doing a festival oddly the day before Christmas Eve. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
we'll all be hungover on Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Right.
We'll be right along with you there too. Well, I'm not going to keep you. I know you have a show to go to tonight.
Right on.
So we want to thank you for coming on, and we'll have you back on. We'll talk more. Black Tractor.
Right on. All right, man. I appreciate it.
All right. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much.
Right on. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
All right. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Tuesday night this week I had me a fever, it was running high. So I put myself in a tub of ice water and broke it Wednesday night. Now I'm feeling ornery as a stiff dick and I got no place to go. So I set out to find me a honey who wouldn't say no. I starched my collar, put on my best shirt, ran a comb through my hair. Hope God would understand, and I said a silly little prayer. And there she was at the end of the bar with the weight of the world on her head. So I bought a shot and walked on over, and this is what I said. I'll put on some Tammy Wynette, maybe you and I can dance. I'm just
Hello, this is Christopher St. Booth, and you're listening to The Dead Zone.
My name is David Walton. I am a vocal performer for What Are You Afraid Of? Horror and Paranormal show. And I have carried the burden of a terrible secret. I am actually what is offensively called a ghost. For years now I have concealed my ectoplasmic existence from my friends and family in fear of a common prejudice against ghosts, or what we like to call the disembodied. I have existed frightened of being discovered, unable to do physical acts that the embodied take for granted, such as walking a squirrel or drinking a glass of vitamin E milk fresh squeezed from a whale. I grew depressed and even considered acts of self-harm or reincarnation, which is suicide for the disembodied. Such movies as Ghostbusters and its sequels drove my feelings of disenfranchisement, and I began looking for help, only to encounter painful exorcisms in the houses I haunted. Then I met two good people, it says here, Fox and Phil, at What Are You Afraid Of? Horror and Paranormal. And they helped me take control of my own life. Now, it is my choice whether I wish to make phantom bangs in the night, appear at the foot of your bed in darkness, or make your walls bleed. If you are a disembodied person like I am, and you're living a lie, What Are You Afraid Of can help you too. They are on at 9 p.m. on Friday nights at Para X Radio, leaving plenty of time for midnight haunting activities, and can be found on all major podcast services. Listen to their paranormal stories, interviews, humorous sketches and horror fiction to know that you are not alone. And if you are a member of the embodied, don't forget, you are only a single heart attack or tumour away from becoming one of us. This is David Walton. See you on the other side. Or as I call it, this side. And that is the end of a perfect day.
Paranormal news.
Hey everyone. So on Coast to Coast AM this week, this article is dated October 6, 2021. It's titled, Man Sues Psychic for Failing to Save His Marriage from Ex-Girlfriend's Curse. A California man has filed a lawsuit against a purported psychic who promised that she could save his failing marriage by removing what she said was a curse put upon him by an angry ex-girlfriend. The bizarre case reportedly began when Muro Restrepo realized that his relationship with his wife was on the rocks, and apparently left with nowhere else to turn, he sought out the help of someone with supernatural skills to solve the predicament. Turning to Google, of all places, the man found a website for Sophia Adams, which described her as a psychic love specialist, as well as a PhD life coach. That official-sounding verbiage, the lawsuit contends, made Restrepo more confident that he was speaking with a professional that could help him, and so he set about putting the unorthodox plan to save his marriage into action. Upon meeting Adams, he says the self-proclaimed psychic performed a tarot card reading that culminated with the unfortunate news that the man had been cursed by a witch hired by his ex-girlfriend. As luck would have it, however, Adams indicated that she was happy to help him remove the sinister hex, which she warned could doom his marriage and children, for approximately $5,000. Clearly concerned about the course that the psychic had detected, Restrepo proceeded to fork over $1,000 as a down payment towards whatever ritual Adams would use to eradicate the hex. However, he subsequently had second thoughts about the whole situation, as he found that the psychic did not in any way help his marriage. While it goes unstated in the lawsuit, one can imagine that these misgivings may have come up after he went home and told his wife that he had just deposited $1,000 toward the removal of a witch's curse. Restrepo is now seeking $25,000 in damages from the psychic over the emotional anguish that the misadventure caused him. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me help you. If you go to a psychic and they want to charge you $5,000 to help you, don't do it. You're welcome.
This is Sandy Johnson, and you're listening to The Dead Zone.
So this is also Coast to Coast AM, under Paranormal True Stories, Auras, and Parallel Worlds. Hold on, I'll find it again. Sorry, it was right here. So inspired by his experiences with the unknown, John Olson has spent decades documenting stories of those who have witnessed the strange and unusual in the western U.S. In the latter half, he shared some of these first-hand accounts of everything from ghosts to glitches in the Matrix and odd creatures in the woods. Olson's introduction to the paranormal came at an early age, growing up in a haunted house built in the 1800s. In addition to unaccounted for footsteps and objects moving or disappearing, he saw strange beings. I would wake up when I was a teenager, and there would be two people in my room having a whispered conversation, he detailed. At that point, he would tell them to be quiet because he had to get up to go to school in the morning. He also talked about residual hauntings, where ghosts leave an imprint on a repeated track or path, dark entities that may inadvertently invite into their lives, and nature spirits in the forest. He defined glitches in the matrix as inexplicable incidents that fall outside of other categories of the paranormal. A man named Chris from Ohio told him how his boss asked him to pick up some medicine for him at the nearby store one day. While there, he had a dizzy spell and noticed the store layout was different than what he remembered, and then he saw his brother in one of the aisles, but the man denied knowing him. Upon his return, his boss said he'd been gone for 2 hours. To Chris, it was less than 30 minutes, and when he called his brother, he said he was on vacation and out of town. With these glitches in the matrix, do we step through a door and suddenly find that we're no longer in our universe? So if you have experienced anything like that you would refer to as possibly a glitch in the matrix, please email me at michelle.deadzone@gmail.com and let me know your story, and maybe we'll interview you and have you on. Thanks for listening.
All right, here's one more for fun. Void Vader, I Can't Take It.
I'll be
This is Rick McCullum of the Hollywood Ghost Hunters, and you're listening to The Dead Zone.
Dead Zone WDZR-TV worldwide.
If all radio stations in town were palm trees, we'd be the one with the biggest coconuts.
Now,
here
are
the one, the only
Dead Zone.
Okay, let's check in with our buddy Dakoda Riffle.
What's up, bud? Can you hear me?
What's up, man? I can hear you. All right, how's it going, man? We're gonna have a.
Oh, I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good. We're gonna have a delay, so just bear with me, okay?
It's all good.
All right, did you get that car ready?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what's been up with you and the Night Hunters, man?
We've actually, for the last couple months, we've been planning on finding new locations we haven't been to in the last couple years. The team now is actually me, my friend Abby,
right?
Nick, one of the ones that was on the team before, he just never got to do anything with us,
right?
And my buddy Tyler,
right?
We took over everything, and pretty much we've just been trying to find new places to go to, and if everything works out, I'm sure you've seen the pictures on my Facebook of it. The hospital in Williamson.
Yes. So
we're supposed to be going back to that again with the same people I went last year.
Okay. And refresh my memory. Was that an eventful hunt that you guys had? What did you catch, or anything significant at all?
Oh yeah, it's probably got to be. I know I've told you before, Loveberry was the most active place I've been, but that hospital in Williamson takes the cake, no doubt.
All right, well, let's hear about it.
Well, we were all setting up base camp and everything inside the hospital, and Greg and Justin went downstairs to get something out of the car, I believe, and I grabbed a flashlight and went to walk down one of the hallways by myself, just kind of exploring, you know?
Right.
And I was walking by this one little room, and when I did it, it felt like something jumped out, pushed me, and yelled, "Hey," right in my ear.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And, of course, you didn't have a...
We were getting...
Of course, you didn't have a recorder going. Right.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I just had a flashlight on me, of course. I didn't have my phone with me recording at that time.
Right. That's the way it always is, though, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was a really active night, though. I mean, the whole hospital in itself, any place you can go to in there is active.
Right. What's the history behind the hospital itself?
If I remember correct, it was just kind of like the main hospital for Williamson, and I'm trying to think. Williamson and the surrounding areas back before they built the new hospital up there, and they were open for a while, and like a bunch of people I know, like their parents went there when they were younger, and it got shut down. And the history that I know about it, they were going to tear it down, and then it ended up getting bought out by somebody, and the lady that owns it now is going to completely restore it eventually and make it to where it's safe for people to be in and everything, which the main building where we investigated is, but there's a nurses college part of it. I believe that's what it used to be.
Right.
It's kind of got trees growing in it and stuff like that they're trying to restore right now.
Right. So what her plans, I am going to assume, will be to make part of it a bed and breakfast, and the rest will be open for investigation. Sorry, I'm assuming anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's not a bad idea. I mean, a lot of places are doing that now.
Oh yeah. I was supposed to go meet up with Greg, Justice, and Justin back in October, I believe.
Right.
But at that point, I didn't have a vehicle yet, and I was working on getting one, and so I didn't get to go meet up with them, but I ended up messaging them about a week ago, I believe.
Right.
And Justin told me that they were actually thinking about going back to the hospital So it was pretty much perfect that my team was wanting to go back and they were too. So we're going to try to figure out a time next year for both of us to go at the same time.
Well, that would be very cool. I mean, you're talking Greg as himself and not as a promoter, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, cool. Yeah, let us know how that goes. That sounds really, really cool. So what else about the place? What?
I will.
Tell us more. Want to hear more exciting stuff. What since you're running? Anything?
Well, there in the very bottom of the hospital, it was like the old cafeteria, which is like the basement. Me and Justin were in the very back corner of it, and one of the girls that was there, I think she was running the camera and the recorders, and me and Justin were standing there with our arms on each other, with our eyes closed, like trying to sense stuff. And we both felt a little kid walk between us and put his arms around us.
Right.
And it sent chills up me because I haven't felt nothing like that in forever.
Right. Little kids get to me anyway.
You could feel the energy in that room.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. I mean,
me too.
Yeah, hospitals and prisons have to be some of the most active locations you could possibly want to go to because of all the pent-up energy. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I've always wanted to go to Moundsville and investigate there, but I've not got the chance to go yet. But hopefully next year we might be able to go. I'm looking into it and seeing how much it costs for my team to go.
Right. Well, now you could talk to Greg, too. I mean, Greg could help you out with that, couldn't he? With his promotional aspect in the business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I'll check
great. Got a couple locations in Tennessee he could help me get into, too, like the old Pittsburgh Hospital.
Right, yeah.
That might be one location we might look into this year.
Right. Yeah, if I was you, I'd hit him up, man. Say, hey, is there a place that you can get us hooked up with? Hell, it's been so long since we've been doing anything. I'd almost ask him to hook us up somewhere. You know what I mean? With rural Indiana Paranormal. It's been so long, but it is what it is.
Yeah, the hospital was honestly the last place I did anything at.
Right. Yeah, the last places that we did anything at were residential. Of course, we can't, that's confidential, so we can't talk about it. We can't, say anything. The last public place we investigated was way back when, like 4 or 5 years ago, at least, in Terre Haute.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about when it comes to residentials. We don't. Like, when we do them, we don't release no information about it unless the homeowners give us permission to.
Right. Yeah, and it's best not to, because...
Which, right now, too, I'm getting ready to start a job in PA, so we'll have the extra money to actually get new equipment this year.
Right.
Kind of get set up with places that actually cost money.
Right.
And we might be able to get our name out there a little bit more this coming year.
Right. I mean, that's another unfortunate thing about it is some of these places, I mean, they may be rumored to be haunted and the greatest places in the world, but the fact remains is they charge way too much for what it's worth. I mean, in my opinion, I'm not a fan of. I'm just going to call it pay to plays. I'm not a fan. But I mean, I understand there is upkeep on the building and that kind of thing. So it is what it is.
Yeah, which like you said, I mean, I understand it in some cases.
Yeah.
But some of these places that just want to charge outrageous prices is a little ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a means of making money. That's all. It's a means for them to make some pocket money.
Like the Heyman House, it's...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. The Heyman House in Sutton, West Virginia, it's not expensive at all. Like, they're actually decent on their prices, and they charge you one big price for your whole group.
Right.
Instead of it being so much per person if you don't have enough people.
Right. I can't remember what it was, how much it was. I know it's not really too bad as far as I can remember, but the asylum in Winchester here, that I'm drawing a blank, and we've been there many times. Damn it, Oh my gosh. In Winchester, Indiana, the big asylum there. What is it? Oh my gosh, I cannot remember. I hate myself. I do this.
Yeah.
I draw a blank all the time.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean it's a fantastic place to be, and it does appear to be really active too. I mean, and they don't the rates aren't too ridiculous, you know.
Yeah, that's like a couple places around here, like the Heyman House. You have most of the main places that are like active around here. Nobody really own, like Flinderation Tunnel, Silver Run, Loveberry. Places like that are just public places you can go to.
Yeah.
The Heyman House is probably the one place I want to go to the most in West Virginia.
Yeah.
I mean, the asylum's just the asylum in itself to me. I've been there so much and I know so much about it. There's really nothing there for me, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. No, the Mansfield
and then
Mansfield Reformatory is what I was trying to think of, yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Moundsville is one place I've always wanted to go to. Some people I talked to that have been there said it's pretty active. Some people say it's not. So
Right.
it's kind of a place I'm kind of torn on spending that much money to go to.
Right.
Just not to get nothing, you know what I mean?
Right. But, you know, once again, though, like everyone always says, you know, they don't act on cue ordinarily, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's 50-50 shot, you know what I mean? You never know.
Yeah.
How much do they charge, by the way, if you don't mind?
Yeah, there's a bunch of places we've been looking into.
What are their fees, if you don't mind me asking?
I know, like I told you, we're looking into going back to the hospital.
Yeah.
The Heyman House.
Right.
The Conjuring House was mentioned, but I don't know with all the COVID situation going on how they're doing things right now.
Right. And with all the hype, I doubt that's going to be cheap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's what I'm worried about, it being just like extremely outrageous too.
Yeah, just because of all the hype about the movies and that kind of thing. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I understand completely. But again, what's the average? What's the average fee that these places are charging that you know of?
For the Conjuring House?
No, for the Haynes or the other place you spoke about, the hospital.
The hospital or the Heyman House? I can't really hear you. We keep breaking up.
I'm sorry. Either one. I mean, what's the on average charge per group or per person?
It's usually depending on the size of the place. If you go anywhere, like the hospital itself we went to, I believe it was right around 1,200 maybe, but that's for like a whole group of people. We only paid like $100 for each of us to go.
Right.
And then the Heyman House, if I remember correctly, depending on what like time of year you go, like anywhere from January to April, it's not very much at all. It's like $200, I believe, for a whole group.
Right, that's not too bad. I guess I would assume it goes up. I would assume it goes up a little because if you do go in the winter, they turn the heat on for you. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Just stuff like, well, it depends. Like during the summertime, they have more people coming to investigate it,
right?
So the price kind of goes up a little bit. But like during the off season, they just kind of lower the prices and give people deals.
Oh, do they? Well, that's cool. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, about that. I would think it would be. Well, I guess that makes sense, though, right? Yeah, they got to make up their money somehow. Yeah, you're right. Are you still in your car, by the way, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still in my car. It's raining here.
Oh man. Yeah, it was raining here, but and it was sleeting here earlier. Then it started raining. weird. Anyway, so you got a brand new. Well, you don't have a brand new team.
The weather here has been weird.
Yeah, you don't have a brand new team, but you have new team members, and you're gearing up, looking forward to, getting excited about going to that hospital, which is very cool. Take some photos, man. Put them up on your website and stuff, too, and maybe send a few to Dead Zone to post, too.
Oh, I will. I will for sure whenever we go. Yeah, we're gearing up pretty much to make this year be a bigger year than we've had the last few years.
Right.
That's why pretty much everybody in the group, we all have jobs now.
Right.
And it helps, too, because everybody that used to be in the group,
right.
I'm not mentioning no names because I don't want no drama started.
Right, no drama.
If you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, yes.
But whenever you just have one person pretty much doing everything, it makes it harder. And like everybody I got on the group now wants to pitch in and help with everything.
Right.
So it's going to make everything so much easier on the whole group this year.
Absolutely. I understand completely, because you have some people that want to tag along and do absolutely nothing but just have fun in their minds and not do the work, not put the work in. Yeah, I get it. I understand, dude. I understand. Is there anything else that you guys have going you'd like to talk about?
Well, one big investment that I'm going to do this year, I just don't know what point in time next year I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to invest in actually getting us an SLS camera, getting us like a DVR system so we can set cameras up in different places.
Right. That's really not that inexpensive. That's really not that expensive. We've got a 4-camera system that only costs like maybe $250-$300, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't need nothing real expensive. We just need something that way when we're in one different part of a location, we still have cameras up recording. Because where we just had my little camera, it never stayed charged. And it made things so much harder. And we always had to use our phones to do everything. And you know how phones are. Sometimes they want to work and sometimes they don't.
Right. Yeah, the camera, the infrared camera that I would carry, I would be lucky to get a good hour out of that battery charge and then have to recharge it again. You know what I mean? Pain in the ass. But
yeah, and that's the problem we were having whenever we were at the hospital.
Right.
Greg's cameras wouldn't stay charged very long, so we had to keep running and changing batteries.
Right. It just makes no sense at all. I mean, and some people will say, well, that's the spirits. They're draining the batteries out of your camera. Well, okay, that's fine. Why are they messing with my camera? Why don't they take my flashlight batteries or something? You know what I mean? Why does it have to be the camera?
Yeah. And it don't really always mean that they're doing that. It's just some of these cameras you get and stuff, they just don't stay charged.
They just don't. Absolutely, you're right. They're junk. I mean, I've got 2 the attachable LED lights, right? That you have to, of course, recharge, and they're just absolutely worthless. You can't see 5 feet in front of you, and the charge lasts maybe a half hour. Just ridiculous. So I guess in some cases...
Oh, yeah.
You
That's
get,
the way my camera is.
Yeah, in some cases you do get what you pay for, though. So, I mean, you know, again, it is what it is.
Yeah. Like, my camera was about $220 when I bought it, I believe.
Yeah.
But after me having it about a year, the battery don't stay charged at all. And if you don't have one of the external lights like you were talking about, you can't see 5 feet in front of you. It just looks like straight darkness.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, even I've went so far as to entertain the idea of buying. You've seen the floor lamps that are infrared. You just plug them into each individual room, and they theoretically light up the room. I thought about buying a few of those because that would make life a lot easier too, if they work the way they say they do. So who knows about that?
Yeah, and another person I'd like to give a shout out to, since I haven't really talked to her as much as I used to. The lady that helped me so much whenever I was living in Williamson, Heather New. She helped me so much while I was down there getting into places. She's actually the one that hooked me up with Greg.
Oh, cool. Okay. Greg's a good guy, man. He really is.
And, yeah, Greg's probably one of one of the only people I met while I was down there besides Heather that's actually became very, very close with me.
Cool. Very cool. Well, like I say, I'm sure he can help you guys. He can hook you up in some places.
Yeah. And speaking of Greg, there's another place that I'd like to try to get back into, too, that me and him went. It was just me and him. I don't remember if we posted a lot of pictures of it or not. It's the Haunted Majestic. It's in Huntington, West Virginia.
Right.
It's a haunted ship.
Oh, cool.
And that place was pretty active, too.
Oh, that's cool. I wouldn't mind doing that myself. A haunted ship in Virginia. I've never heard of that. The Majestic.
You'll have to check it out on Facebook. It's called the Haunted Majestic. After we get off here, I'll get on Facebook and send you their page and everything.
Okay, that's cool. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I want to check that out because I'm a nut for boats and ships and that kind of thing anyway, and I'd love to go see that. Just go check that out. Yeah, man. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Yeah, and the guy that runs it is really nice. Like, he's one of the nicest people I've met at a location.
Cool. All right, man. We're gonna wrap.
And that place.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, in that place right there, like after when we were leaving, I'll be quick about it. We had all of our equipment out of there, locking the gate up, and there was something banging on one of the doors on the ship trying to get out.
See, I love that. Yeah, that'd be great. Did you go check it out and see what it was? No.
Well, by the time we already locked everything up, we didn't have the keys for it. So, of course, we couldn't get back in there. It wanted to show itself after we were gone.
All right. Dang, that would have been cool. All right, man. Dakoda Riffle, you heard it. You know what? You got a brand new team kind of a brand new team going, and lots of good things coming up in the future, right? Yeah. The hospital, the what'd you call it? The Hayes House. The Hayes House, right? Is that what you said?
The Heyman House.
Heyman House. I'm sorry. I've got the Hayes House and that one confused. Yeah. So check that out and go to the website. The website is what?
Night Hunters Paranormal. We are on Facebook, and I'm in the process of getting my own website.
All right. Excellent. When you do, link it back to us too, okay?
I will. I sure will, buddy. I appreciate y'all having me back on here.
All right. We will, and we will again, okay? Night Hunters Paranormal.
All right, buddy. Y'all have a good night. Take care and stay safe.
All right, Dakoda. Bye.
Bye.
Are you in a band or know of a band that is currently unsigned and looking for airplay for free? We want to hear from you. One of the main goals of the show is to help promote up-and-coming bands and artists as well as our paranormal community. Getting your name out there can be tough, especially these days. Shoot us an email, deadzonebooking@gmail.com. If your music fits our genre, hard rock, 80s, 90s metal, and new metal, we want to help.
What makes bad kids bad? What makes them do the things they do? Booze, babes, and bad guys. Beautiful girls violated.
Millions of people are affected by the Para-X bug.
I realize that it is something that will stay with me for the rest of my life and long into the afterlife as well.
If you have the Para-X bug, there is hope.
With a nightly visit to the Para-X website and intensive past life regression therapy, I can control it.
Even with the Para-X bug, I can still lead an active life of radio show hosting, paranormal investigating, evidence checking, attending conferences, book writing, keeping up with the latest technology, and still keep my 40-hour-a-week day job.
If you think that you have the Para-X bug or know someone who might, visit para-x.com. And remember, you are not alone.
I am not alone.
I
am not alone.
The Para-X bug may cause the urge to chase shadow people, visit exotic haunted locations, adopt a pugwudgie, or spend all of your time trying to figure out the laws and principles of paranormal investigation. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects.
Sudden visions of full-body apparitions, or feeling the covers being pulled off you in the middle of the night by unseen hands, may also be signs of exposure to the Para-X bug.
The use of Para-X may be habit-forming, and an overwhelming desire to provoke spirits may be a serious side effect. If these symptoms last more than 4 hours, you should quickly consult a trusted witch and have her cast a "What the hell are you thinking?" spell on you. If symptoms persist, please contact the Para-X Radio Network Homeland Security Team for further instructions.
The Para-X bug may cause urges for late-night speaking with spirits and ghosts. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects. Overwhelming desire to try provoking a spirit may be a serious side effect. Those with Para-X bug effects lasting more than 4 hours should consult Para-X or see a professional. Sudden outbursts at the mention of orbs may be a sign of exposure to the Para-X bug. Use of Para-X may be habit-forming. Use caution when engaging in Para-X chat.
Your source for everything paranormal. Para-X.
This is the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Thanks for listening.